The final weigh-in before one of the most anticipated fights of the year erupted into complete chaos when Boots Ennis suddenly slapped Xander Zayas across the face. In an instant, security rushed in, teams collided, and the entire arena exploded with noise. Fans couldn't believe what they had just witnessed. This wasn't a carefully scripted moment to generate headlines. It wasn't a staged confrontation designed for social media. It was raw emotion spilling over less than 24 hours before fight night. What happened next may have been even more telling. Instead of celebrating the confrontation or continuing the argument, Boots calmly walked away. He looked completely relaxed, almost as if nothing unusual had happened. For him, the job at the weigh-in was finished. Now all that remained was stepping into the ring and doing what he believes he does better than anyone else, knocking people out. His confidence doesn't feel manufactured. It doesn't sound like promotional trash talk. Boots carries himself like a man who already believes the outcome has been decided. Every interview, every stare down, and every statement points toward the same message. He isn't expecting a competitive fight. He expects victory. But on the opposite side stood Xander Zayas, refusing to let the moment define him. The undefeated Puerto Rican star immediately answered with passion and determination. Instead of focusing on the slap, Zayas reminded everyone that he represents much more than himself. He carries the hopes of Puerto Rico and believes this fight is his opportunity to announce himself as boxing's next superstar. Still, one question remains impossible to ignore. Did that slap affect him mentally? Championship boxing isn't won only with speed and power. The psychological battle often begins long before the opening bell. Fighters spend months preparing physically, but a single emotional moment can sometimes change everything. Whether Boots managed to plant even the smallest seed of doubt inside Zayas' mind won't be known until the first punches are thrown. Even promoter Hearn added another interesting layer to the conversation. Hearn praised Zayas as an exceptional young talent. He spoke about his dedication, his courage, and the electric atmosphere surrounding this matchup. But despite all those compliments, Hearn stopped short of predicting a Zayas victory. There's a major difference between respecting someone's bravery and believing they'll actually win. That distinction speaks volumes. Meanwhile, Boots insists that fans haven't even seen his best version yet. After spending years waiting for opponents at welterweight, he now feels completely liberated at 154 pounds. He believes he's stronger, faster, and more dangerous than ever before. According to Boots, moving up in weight hasn't slowed him down. It has unlocked a whole new level of his game. That thought alone should concern anyone preparing to face him. Even Xander himself admitted something that caught many people's attention. Watching Boots dismantle his previous opponent surprised him. He expected Ennis to ease into his new division, perhaps needing time to adjust. Instead, Boots attacked immediately and ended the fight far quicker than anyone anticipated. Now, Zayas must somehow prepare for that same relentless pressure. Adding even more intrigue, pound-for-pound superstar Terence Crawford weighed in with his own opinion. Crawford praised Xander's talent and determination, but suggested that this opportunity may simply be arriving too soon. He didn't question Zayas' ability. He didn't question his heart. He questioned only the timing. Coming from one of boxing's greatest champions, that opinion carries enormous weight. When someone with Crawford's experience believes a fighter isn't quite ready, fans naturally pay attention. Yet Boots appears completely uninterested in outside opinions. His lifestyle reflects total commitment. While many athletes enjoy the spotlight outside competition, Boots has built his career around sacrifice. Years of discipline, endless training camps, and complete focus have shaped him into the fighter he is today. He isn't chasing fame. He's chasing dominance. That's why many observers believe the slap wasn't an attempt to create drama. Instead, they see it as evidence that Boots had already entered fight mode mentally. Once that switch flips, he doesn't seem interested in turning it back off. Boots has also pushed back against one of the biggest criticisms surrounding his style. Some critics argue that he gets hit too often. His response is simple. They leave the ring bruised and bleeding. I don't. For Boots, the only statistic that matters is who walks away victorious. Saturday night, He believes the world will see another example. But the conversation became even more interesting when Terence Crawford openly praised Xander Zayas during the build-up. Crawford's comments sounded less like polite compliments and more like genuine belief that Zayas possesses something special. That naturally caught Boots' attention. Although he insisted he isn't concerned with Crawford's opinions, his responses suggested otherwise. Boots repeatedly emphasized that Crawford should focus on his own career while he focuses on becoming boxing's best fighter. His confidence never cracked. If anything, Crawford's prediction seemed to fuel his motivation. Boots clearly wants to prove that one of boxing's greatest champions has underestimated him. For Xander, however, this fight represents something much deeper than rankings or championships. It is the realization of a dream that began nearly 2 decades ago. Every early morning run, every exhausting training session with his father, every sacrifice made throughout childhood has led him to this exact moment. This isn't simply another title opportunity. This is the fight that could change his entire life. Hearn captured that feeling perfectly. He spoke about the years of work behind closed doors, the family sacrifices, the endless hours inside the gym. Those are the moments fans rarely see, yet they ultimately define great champions. Terence Crawford recognizes that journey because he lived it himself. Perhaps it's one reason he sees so much potential in Xander Zayas. Still, Boots remains convinced none of that will matter once the opening bell rings. He believes experience, skill, and confidence will separate him from the younger challenger. Some analysts, including Greg Hackett, believe Boots gained a psychological advantage during the fiery face-off. While Ennis appeared calm and smiling, Zayas looked noticeably more emotional. If true, mental pressure could become one of the biggest storylines heading into fight night. Then another topic briefly entered boxing discussions. Devin Haney reminded everyone that performance-enhancing drugs aren't simply about gaining an unfair advantage. They also create serious safety risks inside the ring. Every fighter deserves a level playing field where careers and lives aren't unnecessarily endangered. Canelo Alvarez also urged patience whenever controversies arise, reminding fans that accusations alone should never replace proper investigations. Waiting for official testing and confirmed evidence protects both innocent athletes and the integrity of the sport itself. Returning to the main event, Crawford once again praised Zayas' courage while maintaining that his timing may be slightly premature. Even so, receiving that level of respect from a fighter widely regarded as one of boxing's modern greats says everything about how highly Xander is viewed throughout the sport. Finally, Zayas made one thing perfectly clear. He isn't hiding behind outside opinions, controversies, or excuses. He believes he belongs among boxing's elite. He believes he is the natural super welterweight in this matchup. And he believes Saturday night is the beginning of a championship reign that will announce him as one of boxing's biggest stars. Now the talking is over. The weigh-in drama is finished. The predictions have been made. The champions have spoken. The legends have offered their opinions. Everything now comes down to one simple question. When the bell rings, will Boots Ennis prove that his confidence was justified, or will Xander Zayas shock the boxing world and begin a new era? The answer is only one fight away.